So I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, nicely. Yeah.
And we can start dealing with F strings again, unless there's something else you would want to talk about.
Uh, no, this is good.
Alright, let's see. I see Sphinx is being a bit slow again.
Well, it's just warming up. It hasn't had its coffee yet.
Alright, probably changed the new syntax entirely. Anyway, so last time I think we tried to untangle these string literals.
Yes.
I'm not really sure the changes were good. Let's look at the changes there. What did we do last time? Added source character. Moved some description of strings and bytes before the actual grammar. Changed the grammar just a bit. So before the section started with the grammar and then had a paragraph saying in plain English. And then I tried to untangle the F strings somehow. But at the very end of last week, I think I said it would be best to combine the two grammars in the introduction. If you remember, in the introduction we have lexical definitions and syntactic definitions.
Yes.
So we should probably merge that together. So let me look how this reads. So there's notation. And then there's some common syntax. And there's some more syntax for lexical and syntactic definitions. And how do we combine these? You need to combine these because the F string grammar sort of straddles both, and this is this isn't formatted very nicely, is it?
Looks a little strange. Yeah, I wonder if there's a tab or something in there. Yeah. Seems strange.
Oh, I'm using production list instead of grammar snippet.
Well, F strings are. Could we think of F strings as a type of expression?
Well, yeah, it is a type of
in other words,
expression.
In other words, when we talk about expressions, would it make sense to put F strings sort of in that context?
So expressions. So there's a whole chapter coming up about expressions.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Uh, and it sort of starts out by the simplest expressions. So there's atoms
Sure. Okay.
and literals.
Okay. And then it gets more abstract.
Then it gets into parentheses and lists, comprehension, displays, comprehensions, attribute references, calls, things like that, and then the all the different operators. Assignment expression, conditional expressions, and so on. I'm not sure if we actually have expression.
I see.
We probably have expression somewhere there. Right, so expression is conditional expression or lambda expression. But many times when there's an expression somewhere in a rule, you get something a bit more specific than expression. Now the problem here is that we're now inside lexical analysis, which means the tokenizer. And so you shouldn't really have expression in this chapter.
No,
right?
Yeah.
No, the two worlds are colliding a bit.
So because we're looking at it mechanically from the perspective of the parser, right? In other words, we get to an F string, and so, but in a way, an F string is kind of like a doc string in the sense that it's more abstract.
Well, I mean, from the perspective of the parser, doc string is just a string. There's nothing really special about it.
There's nothing. Oh, I see what you're saying. But an F string is different because it gets parsed.
An F string gets parsed at the tokenizer level, and the tokenizer isn't really defined by a grammar.
So that's the problem.
So it's tokenized in a way that makes the grammar work, which means we have these F string start, F string middle, and F string end tokens. Which are kind of defined in this way. You can have any expression inside here.
Well, I think what I'm noticing is that if the tokenizer doesn't really have like an understanding of grammar, then it might be problematic to describe things from the point of view of the tokenizer.
Right. And I don't know if we really talk about the tokenizer.
No, we don't. We just say, we just sort of refer to it as, the thing.
Soft keywords. Distinction between soft keywords being keywords or ordinary names is done at the parser level, not when tokenizing. And that's the
I don't
only mention of tokenizing here.
We talk about tokens, but we don't talk about like the tokenizer as a process. Like, okay, the tokenizer takes these sorts of things as inputs, and produces these sorts of things as outputs. Now, is that, do you think, because it's an implementation thing? Like, would it be different in other non-CPython implementations?
Yeah, that's actually, I think, mentioned in the PEP for the new f-string syntax.
Defined later in this document. Okay.
New tokens are defined later, and later it says different lexers may have different implementation.
Oh, okay.
Right, so...
Well... Oh, okay, so these are CPython in the tokenized module.
I mean, it's kind of all CPython. But I think this just says, there's no requirement or standard how these need to look.
Oh, I see. So basically the only thing that is maybe not implementations. Oh no, it would be implementation. The tokenizer cannot produce a single token for f strings anymore, but it doesn't put any constraints beyond that. These tokens must be produced by the lexer when lexing f strings.
Well, f-string start has the prefix and the opening quote. F-string end has the closing quote. F-string middle has all the literal text. And apparently it also has the format specification. But these braces are tokenized as brace tokens.
So I guess from the point of view of syntax, an F string is basically, an F followed by, basically it's the start, followed by a middle, ending with an end, a marker or whatever, character.
Well, it's a start followed by a middle, followed by an expression in braces.
An expression in braces.
Or a bunch of tokens that starts with a brace and has matching braces inside.
Yeah. But we don't have that, in other words, what you and I just said does not appear in the chapter on grammar.
Right, it's kind of split between the tokenizer and the grammar. Because, see this colon?
Yes.
So when I'm not in an F string, like
yes.
Let's see if I have something like a plus b colon dot 3f, which is of course not valid Python syntax, but if I tokenize it, it should tokenize pretty well. Right, so there's an a plus b, colon is an operator, then there's a number, and then the f, right?
Yeah.
But when I'm inside an f string, and this is in the expression in the braces, we get a plus b, then the colon is an operator, that's the same, but this whole format specification gets tokenized as f string middle, right? So either the tokenizer needs to be a bit smart, because if it would just take this as a sequence of tokens with matching braces, it wouldn't be able to come up with this. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And I think the best way to document this is to just mangle the two grammars together. Right. Don't focus on, you know, explaining the tokenizer in here.
Right.
I should probably somehow, you know, tell that to the user. Let's read this. After decoding, the grammar for contents of the string is that the parts outside the string, outside curly braces, are treated literally, except double braces are replaced by corresponding single brace.
I wonder if this might become, if this might slow down, or not slow down, but if the prose aspect of this might result in bike shedding from other people.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, I guess should we handle it as like a separate branch, or like work on the narrative branch?
I mean, this is the narrative
versus
branch,
the
pretty
formatting.
much.
Well, yeah, I guess, yeah.
So I also wonder what happens when you add an equals here.
Oh.
Not much.
Sure. Oh.
That's not bad.
Didn't like.
Where's the equal go here? How is this tokenized? Oh, there's an operator. There's equals here.
So colon equals is different from equals colon, right? Oh no, it's the same thing, isn't it? The walrus operator.
No. This is not the walrus operator. This is an equals.
That's not oh, that's right.
And then
okay.
Formatting specification.
Oh wow.
Well, you can have any number of parentheses around the equals, and it just takes everything in here and plops it in. It doesn't remove the white space.
I see.
I wonder what would happen if I had like the literal tab character in here. I don't think I can split it like this. Can I? I can! Wow! Oh no. Oh dear.
Oh, ooh man.
That's fun. I need to remember that when I write some obfuscated code.
Yeah.
Okay, so it just takes, you know, when there's an equals here, it just takes a chunk of the source code, I guess, and puts it in the AST. Let's see. Right, so the abstract syntax tree. We
Yeah.
have an assignment here, assigning 0 to A and B, and then a call of print with a joined string, where we have a constant with just that, and then a formatted value. That's the result of a binary expression, the A plus B, and there's no conversion, and the format spec is here as a string. Right, so apparently the parser just gets this chunk of the source code and puts it in the AST. Let's see how. And that was always this way. Huh. Oh, when did AST get a command line interface? Python 3.9. Okay.
Oh.
Interesting. Anyway, I guess the grammar for the contents of this f strings it was documented as a mix of lexical and what's the other one? And syntactic.
Syntactic.
Definitions. Do we talk about the lexer in this chapter at all?
I don't think so.
Maybe this one. Well, we have lexical analysis.
Yes, but we talk about it being read by a
Lexical analysis. I wonder if this is actually
different lexers may have different implementations.
Yeah.
But maybe more efficient than ones. Okay. We should have prepared some required reading for this session. I don't know enough about the sequence of operations inside compiler.
what do I want to say here? Between these tokens, you can also have like the regular tokens that form expressions.
Mm.
How do you say that? Names? Does this talk about names?
Identifiers.
Identifiers. Operators.
That's what they call names.
Operators. Delimiters and so on.
The tokens produce. Formatted strings are really expressions evaluated at runtime. Line 805.
Yeah.
So, so they are kind of like expressions. They're just processed. They're executed differently, or they're evaluated.
Yes, they're evaluated a bit differently. They have this like joint string.
Yes.
Well, that's not really the problem here. The problem is that they're parsed differently.
Parsed differently. Okay. Yes.
Right, so
okay.
you have this start of a string, and then here the parser and the tokenizer, or the tokenizer goes into some kind of expression mode and parses an expression here, and then it sees an equal sign, so it stops parsing an expression and gives you
The string, or the
that gives you
value.
gives you the equal sign as an operator. And gives you the colon as an operator, which is still fine, but then it knows that this .3f is a literal piece of the string.
Okay.
Because this is what gets passed to the format method of the result of the expression.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Right, so this will compute a plus b, which will be a 0, and then the dunder format will be called on that with this .3f, right? So there's a 0, and this part will get passed to the format, and this is what gets put in the string at that place. Right, that's this thing here. And then the parser will give one more operator here, and then it switches back into string mode, completes the string with another f string middle, and then gives you an f string end with the closing quote. So The tokenizer is pretty smart here.
Yeah.
Right? If
That's
it would
amazing.
be a colon equals a plus b. Huh. Apparently this is not possible. Because, what do we get here? A of colon, and then this part gets parsed. Oh, this colon ends the expression, and this whole thing is then passed as the format specification. Does that make sense?
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, you can have multiple colons in this part here. What happens if I put parentheses around these? Oh, now it all just gets parsed, and indeed now this is an expression.
Oh.
Which, I mean, that's not anything new, because the tokenizer already has to keep track of parentheses because of line continuation. Okay. Right? It can have something like this, and because the parentheses are open, this all counts as a single logical line. So now there's another use for this parentheses mode, which is, you know, any colons inside parentheses don't end the expression. So maybe this should have stayed as it was in the original. Maybe I can copy it from GitHub. But I wonder what references this f-string rule. Right, so this is grammar for the contents of the string. So I think we should have the same thing as here.
Okay. Sure.
A short f-string
yeah.
and long f-string.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we actually... I think you suggested this a while
Yeah, I
back.
already put part of that suggestion here.
Right.
So I mean, we could add f's everywhere here, leave the f's in here. And put all the f's here, which is well, maybe we shouldn't distinguish between short f-string items and long f-string items and just put the f-string here. And this is f-string contents then. Instead of f-string, I put an f-string content. Duplicate token description string prefix. Oh. F-string prefix. I think this will require another pass to clean up.
Nice.
This will be a Sphinx reference to something called f strings. Does that look good? Yeah, so now we have the f-string content, and let me just change this all to grammar snippet. Oh, I wonder if this should be formatted better. Oh, I guess it can stay like this.
I think that's how we're doing the other ones, right? Oh. Maybe we need another group for f-string grammar in the grammar snippets.
So this is a comma separated list of these, right? Either a conditional expression or a star or expression. So I can do the...
Oh, okay. Yeah.
This thing?
Yeah. Wow, nice. Okay.
want to say here? So I want to say something like, the line between what's the responsibility of the lexical analyzer and what's responsibility of the parser is a bit blurry here. But I don't want to use that many words. If you just make a small note.
So, well, I guess what we want to say is that the grammar of the F strings is distinct. And
yeah.
It's not so much that it's a mix necessarily, or is it? Or is it that there are some similarities? In other words, it's not the lexical and syntactic definitions are produced, or they're implemented by the lexer, and whereas the F strings are implemented by the tokenizer. No?
I mean, the tokenizer does a part of this, but like, there's not a well-defined interface between the tokenizer and the parser, right? The tokenizer just does whatever is easy for it, and the rest is done by the parser, right? And we're not documenting what exactly the tokenizer does. We're just documenting the end result.
Because I'm thinking of the parser's going along happily, and then suddenly, oh my God, there's an F string.
Yeah.
Now I have to behave differently.
Yeah.
Or not. Yeah. Okay. So,
awesome. Distinction between lexical and syntactic.
Yes. Analysis. It gets a little, yeah.
Oh, like for...
Right, there we go.
Isn't...
It isn't... That's clear, yeah.
As...
Cool.
something like this.
Yeah. Some of the logic and some of the parser. Yeah. Okay.
And then this can be a note, maybe.
Yeah.
Or how do we say something's an implementation detail? Impl detail. Haha, nice.
Oh, how cool.
Right, and
wow, I did not know about that directive.
let's see how conversion looks. Conversion, that would be bang A, bang, bang R, for example. Oops. Right, so that's a name. We probably don't need to specify that because conversion is rather simple. Okay. I think I just fixed this. Let's fix error. And I would again put this grammar specification after the English thing.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's intimidating.
But again, this is written to refer to this. Maybe
yeah.
it's fine.
Okay. I like that. And because it says some of the logic is implemented in Lexer, some in the parser. And then it further on says, see Python implementation detail.
Right, and I see this isn't, it's not clear where this note ends.
Oh. Maybe we shouldn't make it an implementation detail. Maybe we should make it an admonition. Like a note or a warning.
We just indent it. Oh, we can't do that.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
It's restructured text. You need a blank line. This doesn't look very good. I mean, the border's nice, but this should go in here. And I wonder if this part here should go down there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
I think so.
So we'll put this there, and now F strings are described in a dedicated section. Put this here. Wonder if the blank line is fine in this context. I hope it is.
Yeah, that should be fine, because the indent is conserved.
Yeah. What do I do if I don't want it? Should I just want indented block? I don't know. Yeah, this is what I wanted, except I want just one more space.
Oh, one more space?
Yeah, here to line things up.
Oh, I see.
I wonder if this should also have the escapes, like string escape sequence.
Oh. Well, wouldn't that be part of the literal character? Aren't escapes? String escape. Okay. Sweet.
That should work. Literal is also marked as a raw string. I mean, this is accept, but it doesn't say what happens on when the exception happens, right? So it would be better this.
Yes. Yeah.
Formally define so this needs some examples, and we have a bunch of examples here.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if it would be better to put the examples in line here, because here you need to read a bunch of text.
Yeah, I think inline examples are good, especially when there's so many.
So this just says the basics with double curly braces. I don't know if those are in the examples anywhere. No. Right. Yeah, I'd like to build this up somehow.
Yeah, starting off with the
like here.
Yeah, have like exactly. So first you've got the curly braces, and then we've got the stuff inside. Yeah. Yeah, this would be really nice, and then start to add the complexity to it.
This. Code block. Why is this marked as text? And now it's marked on. What? Now run that. I get this. Like this is probably most useful for debugging. Do we have more examples? Like there's with and number. Let's put in the number.
Oh, conversion fields. I did not know about those.
Do we say what the conversion field does?
Oh, I mean...
No, we do. Oh, here it is.
The conversion... Oh, I see, if a conversion is specified. Are there examples of it though? Oh, is a conversion? All right.
Oh, so this says, yeah, I see how this was written. So this first says what you can put in between the brackets, and then it goes into detail. Like so, it put the equal sign and conversion field and specifier, and ending with the closing brace, and then it goes into detail about the expression, what the equal sign does, what conversion does, and what the format does.
Okay.
And then it gives examples of everything. And I mean, that's one way to do it. I'm not sure if it's clearest. Right, so this is basically English description of the grammar here.
Right.
Like the top level view of what goes in.
Right.
And then it explains each part. And I guess that's fine.
Yeah.
Except this sentence is a bit too long and tries to explain what the thing does, which is not the case for the rest here. And there's no example.
Yeah.
So I think it would be better to, if you could take everything at once, read this. You probably can't. Otherwise, I'd go start by like do the simple case first.
Yeah.
And then go in order. Like after the expression, we have the equal sign.
Sure.
After that, the conversion field. Okay, so this means like expressions here. This is the part about expressions which should go here. The expression is not allowed. Lambda and rollers must be surrounded by explicit parentheses.
Right.
Placement expressions can contain new lines and comments. Everything that comments after this is a replacement field. So this is everything about expressions. Now we go about the equal sign, so that's here. Alright, now this refers back to conversion fields. It'll need a bit of untangling. Okay, but we need... So I'd probably put this example here. Like the simplest thing, and then the details. Spaces are retained in the output. Let's give an example. As we saw, it's not actually spaces, but white space in general.
Right, okay.
I also said that white space is retained, like you can have new lines. So let's do an example with a comment inside. Or let's do a reasonable example. I think this is what will happen, right? Yes. And then an unreasonable example. Spaces in here. And what happens if I put in a comment?
Oh. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That's different.
That is scary.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to write a Python tokenizer. This actually makes sense if you read this first part here,
yes,
with logic lines and stuff like that.
Yes, yes. No, it absolutely makes sense, but it's not. Yeah, right.
Yeah, except you are inside a string literal, right? So, I mean, even this like pipeline where first you split the source into logic lines and physical lines, and you remove all the comments, and then you do the tokenizing step, and then you do the parsing step. Well, f-strings just cut right through that, right? Every piece of this needs to know if it's inside an f-string or not. Ah, that's horrible. No, that's actually kind of amazing. And I wonder if this is intentional. Was this? No. Comments are forbidden. That's like describing the previous situation.
But they're not forbidden. Oh, okay.
And yeah, I would think if the implementers thought of this, they would include it in the PEP. So yeah, well, it's part of Python now.
Yeah,
comments are ignored. So let's see, by default equals calls it the wrapper of the expression provided unless there's a format or conversion. So I would say conversion field or format specifier. And I probably need to put like a little note here. what's this? And this, we mentioned equal sign here, so it should probably be first here.
Yeah.
So, to move this here somehow.
An equal sign.
Let's print out.
When it is the output, when it is equal, or when it is true, on line 897.
I mean, this is saying the same thing twice, so
okay, yeah, I see, sure.
So
oh, that's fine.
and an equal sign. The output will have
perfect. Yeah, that's perfect. Yes. Perfect. Yes.
so this is probably good, but we need examples, right? So let's do this here.
Yeah, that's great. Oh, do we need to put a, yeah, directly.
Like this. And then this is about the format. Oh, this is about replacement fields now. So that would go here. But I would also want an example without that. Like 10 and 4. Okay, so now we have examples of date format specifiers, integer format specifiers, preserving white space,
equal sign.
Yeah, that, I mean, that's this one. So we don't need this anymore.
We've got the conversions.
And this, I guess, goes here. Yeah, so these are examples for a conversion field and format specifier.
Okay.
Which means which uses something that's defined a bit later.
Okay.
But this doesn't really say what the default, like what the normal default is. Ah, that's it. So we want to say by default, so if the conversion field is omitted, defaults to this. Right.
There we go. What is bang S again?
Just convert.
Oh, I see. Okay. Excellent. Oh, okay. Bang S is string. Okay. Interesting. Oh, that's so cool. Okay. Wow, this is this is going to be an amazing chapter.
Okay, and I think we also want to add a few headings here. How deeply nested are we? So this is 2, 4, 3. Do we want 2, 4, 3, 1, or would that be nested too far? Like this is, so this is F strings inside literals inside lexical analysis, but we have escape sequences here, so maybe we want the same level. Although, you know, having escape sequences as a single section inside here is not really good, but
okay.
Let's find where that is. Escape sequences. So, there we go. Add some more sections. So, expressions.
Yeah.
Debug output. Let's put in a bit more context.
Yeah, that's cool. Debugging F strings does not get enough attention.
And let's put this part here. Oh, this doesn't need the context since you're expected to read that first, right?
Yeah.
And you have this and in a heading.
Really nice.
I'm not sure if you can.
What, the carrots? Yeah. Well, it may depend on what people are using in other documents, but you can also use the tilde. That works nicely.
Oh, the carrots are fine. Talking about the monospace font in the heading. I hope it's fine.
Yeah, or you could do the double ticks.
Oh yeah, I should do that. Right, I'm under structured text.
Yeah. And then add a caret for the extra space.
Oh, this is too long for the table of context.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Bug output, conversion field, and
You want to put the double ticks there too? On conversion field?
format specifier. Yeah. Thanks. Okay, now the format specifies section ends right here. So let's do examples.
Okay.
And add this before the expressions. I think this will work nicely. So we have the formal-ish grammar, implementation detail that would, I mean, that ties in with the, anybody looking at the grammar,
yes,
probably
exactly.
wants this, right? Nobody else wants this, but sections below for details. They may be concatenated, which doesn't, I mean, the only thing you need for these examples is just the very simplest replacement fields with just the name, right?
Right, right.
Concatenated, what's concatenation? Where does concatenation come from? If you're starting here, you don't know what this is talking about, so this needs an example.
Mm-hmm.
So this will give you 2, 4. Oh, let's put a simple string somewhere where it's useful.
You want just like a word like result or total?
No, I think the comma is fine.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, sure.
And if I put this part, at the bottom here, where you've already read this, reusing the quoting type is permitted. It will probably make more sense, right? Because to split a replacement field across literals, you'd need to do something like this, which doesn't really make sense if you can reuse this quote, right? So this says the quote doesn't end the string here, right? Okay. Backslashes are allowed. And much more details about f-string expressions. Our syntax highlighter doesn't like this.
Oh, that's so funny.
Okay. Right. So that's why the original had this code block text here. That's a workaround for Pigment's not being a proper parser of the F-string grammar, which, you know...
Oh my god.
I'm not blaming it.
Sure.
Alright, so this one gets syntax highlighted. And we lost the definition of A somewhere. If this is 5, then A should be 2. Prior to 37, await and async 4 were illegal. Now you can use await in an F string. You can use async 4 in an F string. I mean, it makes sense. It's just a string concatenation, right? So you sort of Python inside, but still.
Wow.
I wonder when you'll be able to like define classes in an F string. Then we have debug output. Like that. White space is weird. This again doesn't parse correctly for the syntax highlighter, so it'll need another code block. I guess this could just go like that. It's Python. Should we have an example for ASCII here? I mean, we're kind of padding the prose out. So if we have ASCII or I.
Okay.
This doesn't change anything.
No.
So we need a name
a
with
non-ASCII.
Non-ASCII name.
Doesn't your name in Czech have a?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
I'm lucky. It doesn't.
Well, I mean, you could use my last name, I suppose. It has an accent on the O. But we could also use, let's see, we could say his name is Niño, N-I-N-O. That's actually kind of funny.
Or I could just...
Well, we could say his nickname is Niño.
Freya.
Yeah.
I think that's
Freya,
the name, right? Is that a proper name for somebody?
Freya?
With a like
Probably.
This accent here.
Freya, Instagram, Freya.
No.
Oh, maybe it's not. Okay.
Nope. Nope. Well, I guess we could use Swookash.
Oh, perfect. That's perfect. Yeah. Yeah.
Right, and then this wrapper. the ASCII.
That's great.
That's good. Format specifier. And I guess this node should go outside these sections. I don't know, I hope that's clear.
I think it's a lot better than before. For sure.
And now, since these are sections, I should probably add some more context here. Like the result is then formatted. Doesn't make sense if you jump to this from a link. Right?
Right, that's true. Yeah.
This is good. Expressions and formatted string literals. Right, so this has all the context, and if you don't understand this, you probably need to study up on whatever comes before. And we need to do that the same here. So these are all inside what's named replacement fields. So when an f string replacement field f string expression followed by an equal sign, the output hell. Right. And an FNF string replacement T field specifies a conversion field, blah 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 blah. And again, FNF string from replacement field specifies no, the result probably belongs somewhere else. Format So the format specify mini language is something that's not really part of Python itself, but it's like a property of integers and strings and floats and the basic types of Python, right? So
yeah,
this is how integers and strings implement their dunder format method.
Oh, so this is right.
Most built-in types implement the following options for format specifications, right?
Okay.
Right.
So I guess this is a good place to put these examples, right?
Yeah.
Let's reuse that wording. And I mean the format method in the formats, the stir format method the stir format method also calls dunder format. Called by the format, built-in functions, evaluation, string literals, and stir format method. I don't think it's important to say that the stir format method does the same thing.
Yeah, I agree.
Alright, let's do this.
Well, we sort of say it up above. Oh no, we don't say it up above. We say it in
the meaning of the format specifier depends on the type.
Okay.
On the result of the expression. Most built-in types implement the format specifier mini language. But other types use different mini languages.
Yep.
A notable example is datetime.
maybe this could even link to the daytime turf time, and that's a function. I hope that's the right syntax. And now this example goes up here, and we don't need a separate example section. There we go. Does this have anything about... Oh. Here, this is what we want. Daytime format. This one. Right. And now this is a bit misleading, because if you use a conversion field, then there will be conversion before applying the format specifier.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, that makes sense.
If you omit it, if you omit it, string will be called after the format specifier. No, if the conversion field is omitted, str will not be called at all because format already returns a string. This is getting a bit complicated to explain rigorously. So let's do a bulleted list and then try if we can simplify this. And by the way, we're kind of over time. Is that okay with you?
It's fine with me, yeah. This is great. I mean, we should finish when it makes sense.
version field is omitted. This, if the format specifier is specified, does that make sense?
Let's see. There's no conversion field. If the format specifier is specified, maybe without the C below, because you have the.
I mean, it's right here.
Or you could put, yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay, got it.
Maybe we can link to it. So I mean,
yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. You could do a little link, and then you could take out the C below.
Right. Maybe I should add these.
Yeah, it's okay. Oh, great. Enjoy. Yes.
And I think this is a good time to end this and look it over next week with fresh eyes. What do you say?
Yeah, I love it. I think that's great. This is a deep dive in F strings.
Yeah, no.
To say the least.
I hope that's the most complicated part of this chapter. After this,
too.
we'll have numbers, operators, and delimiters, which is like a list of tokens.
Yeah.
I hope this pull request will not be too big to review.
Yeah, we may want to have a review party or something.
Okay, so it'll be in my branch on GitHub.
Awesome.
And until next week, take care.
Yep, absolutely. Cheers.